Here is the grid then for our race today. The 2019 grid starts with Juri Vips of High-Tech in pole position. Prima's Robert Schwartzman, the champion, lines up alongside him. Then it's Christian Lundgaard in third and Richard Verschoor of Holland alongside him. Row 3 sees Callum Ilott of Great Britain and America's Logan Sargent for Carlin. Then comes Alessio Lorendi of Italy and Ferdinand Habsburg of Austria. Row 5, David Beckman of Germany and Leonardo Pulcini, who had a crash earlier in the weekend. Kivan Andres for HWA in their first run, and Lucas Danner behind him. Yensa Motorsport are represented by Honchi Leung of Macau. Enzo Fittipaldi in his first race here is on row 7. Sebastian Fernandez, and alongside him, Yuki Tsunoda of Japan. Then comes Marcus Armstrong. We expect him to come through because we know he's one of the fastest men out there. And alongside him, Frederick Vesti. Alongside them on row 10, Andreas Esta. And a little further back, there is Sophia Flörsch. And alongside her is Max Frutrell of Great Britain. And then it's Callowell and Alessio Delida. And further down, there's David Schumacher and Daniel Ticktim. An interesting combination. The two-time champion against the novice who's never raced here before in only his second FIA race. And Philip Drukalov just behind them. And at the back, Arjun Maini of India and N.M. Ahmed of Great Britain. So the gloves are tightened. Juri Vips with those Estonian colours of blue and white on the front of his helmet. We're going to get some interesting shots from him, I think.
It's a huge moment, this, isn't it? The moment that all the personnel are left from the grid and you're young. You hope to impress on the world stage, and you have to focus on the start.
And everybody's got a story. This young lady came here last year and wasn't able to race. She got involved in a crash and had to recover, but had the confidence and bravery to come back and do it again. And she's in her first FIA F3 race, having tested the car, but only in the wet. I spoke to her yesterday. She's ready to go. 29 degrees is the temperature here.
38 on track.
As we go on the formation lap, we'll tell you a few of the other changes to both the track and the possibilities of what the car can do. It's a very different car to the former Formula 3 car. We've mentioned the horsepower, but that also means that it's heavier. Big engine makes the car heavier, which makes it more of a challenge around the hill section here at Macau. And a lot of the drivers were, well, apprehensive, let's put it that way, about how it would run here. But we saw in the first race, we got a really good, tidy race. There was obviously mistakes made by some men. There were crashes, but all in all, we got some great racing out of the first race, which was won by Juri Vips. Robert Schwartzman was second, and Christian Lundgaard rounding out the podium. There were crashes for the likes of Ticktum and Filip A. Drukovic. Jake Hughes, Arjun Maini, N.M. Ahmed didn't make a full lap of the race in the qualification race. Hence, they start right at the back of the grid. Sophia Flörsch did finish. In fact, she finished 21st in the HWA Race Lab car. And we'll be watching her onboards as well as she tries to fight through the midfield. So as we go on the warm-up lap, we've talked about the car. It is more powerful, and that means they've had to upgrade the circuit, Alan, from a grade 3 to a grade 2, and that basically means a few changes here and there.
Safety tweaks, yeah. So FIA grade 2 now, the gear circuit here at Macau. That involves certain elements around the circuit. They now have some special energy absorbing barriers around the circuit. We've also got this year the intervention of coloured lighting panels at various points around the circuit as well to consolidate and assist in the normal flag indications that are given at the marshal post, and also the runoff at Lisboa is now directly straight. So if you think that the car is not going to turn right and get round the corner, rather than have an accident and go into the barrier on the outside of the 90 right, you can take the escape road, which is directly straight on. All of those safety inclusions for this year have proven over the 3 days that we've had so far to be very, very worthy additions.
We're coming down to Lisboa, and you can see a little bit of those changes, a slight change to the inside curving that's been dropped a little and widened a little, so there's a little bit more room to try up the inside, but it's very hard to make a move through there. And then also some barrier changes to San Francisco Hill. They put some of the newer barriers there, which tend to just absorb the impact and stop the car from going back into the track. But, well, it's a very hard track to do all that when you have got literally walls on walls on walls. And that's the challenge of Macau. That's the beauty of it, and that's why we love it so much. And I can assure you the drivers take it as the ultimate challenge. They've been doing simulator runs, they've been watching the videos from years gone by, but now it's time to do it for real. Robert Schwartzman has had an impressive season, very impressive by anybody's standards, and so too have Rennie Rosen and his Prima team from Italy. They were 1, 2, 3 in the title, and this man was 4th in the title, and that tells you everything you need to know. This man wants it, and he wants it bad. He was beaten to 3rd place, which ironically would have given him enough super license points to be available for Formula One if needed. He's already a Red Bull Junior, and now he wants revenge.
Last year was his rookie year, Yuri Vips, here at Macau. And before the weekend got underway, some people that know what they're talking about had said to me, I think Yuri Vips, he could win it this year. It was qualifying that didn't go according to plan, and that upsets the whole weekend. This weekend, thus far, it's gone very nicely indeed, thank you very much.
Yeah, his pace in qualifying was stunning, quite frankly, and even Robert Schwartzman couldn't hold a candle to him. But Robert Schwartzman, the Russian, is determined to be the next Formula One star from Russia, and he knows that the odds are always tough. And when you're a Ferrari Academy driver, Charles Leclerc was here a few years ago, so too was a guy called Sebastian Vettel. And we know where they are now. They will be racing in Brazil tomorrow or later today. But right now, the focus, including Formula Ones, who are taking the pictures on their YouTube site, I believe, and the website. And you can tune in around the world on Facebook, on the Macau Facebook page, and on the official government Grand Prix page as well. We welcome you from around the world to what I would consider one of the greatest street races in the world, the Macau Grand Prix. This is the 37th running of this historic event. It began in 1983, and those colours were prevalent then, and they are now with Schwartzman. But who is going to win out? Yuri Vips is determined to beat the champion alongside him. The Estonian is ready to take Macau by storm. But these are the youngsters of the future. The FIA F3 Championship. All of these men want to make it to Formula One, and Macau, as it has been for so many years, is the stepping stone to do it. One of these men will finish today and be in the headlines. Others, not so lucky. Who's it going to be in 2019? The crowd are on the feet, and the green flag waves at the back. The start so important in the run to Lisboa here. Up go the revs. Out go the lights. Away we go, and a good start from Yuri Vips. He's up and running already. Schwartzman got away well, but a better start from Lundgaard. Lundgaard already alongside Schwartzman as they file down towards the Lisboa. Lundgaard side by side with Schwartzman, and up the inside comes Verschoor. Verschoor's looking for a part in the party, and look at Richard Verschoor. Richard Verschoor, the Dutchman, is in 2nd place. A superb start. Someone's got a puncher in the middle of the field. It's one of the Prima cars, and I think it could be Schwartzman, but through to the To the lead goes Vix. Wow, what a start.
It really was. It was a very, very good start on the second row of the grid. Christian Lundgaard and Richard Verschoor really did get a rocket ship start, and that's the advantage now held by...
Nick Schwartzman, one of the favourites, and the champion is out on the first lap. And I have to say, that is the cruelty of Macau. After the perfect season as champion, he doesn't get to take part in the World Cup final, so to speak. But Yuri Vix has now just vanquished one of his closest rivals, but he won't like the sight of Richard Verschoor behind him, because Verschoor now will have his tail up. Verschoor, ironically, a former Red Bull Junior. So he would like nothing better than to beat the current one.
But look at the advantage already that Yuri Vix has got. We haven't even completed one lap out of 15, and already there's big daylight between himself and the second place car of Richard Verschoor. But it was the second row that really got such a very good start indeed. Robert Schwartzman, what disappointment for him. That's what Macau's all about.
It looked like he got a puncture, and he must have slowed the rest behind him, because he was right in the middle of the circuit going slowly, and I think that may play a part in Vix's lead at the moment, but it doesn't matter. He's just put in too fast a split. So look at the queue at Melco. They're almost stopping and bumping into each other. Vix is off and running, and still Sophia Florsch trying to get that wheel turned around. Look at that, she's having to turn 3 times almost to get that wheel done. Through comes second place Verschoor. Number 9 is Christian Lundgaard, the Dane. It's Estonia, Holland, Denmark, Italy, and Lorendi.
And the gap at the end of the first lap, almost 2 seconds that Yuri Vix has over Richard Verschoor.
Really impressive by Lorendi, who has been here before and has come back. He was here a few years ago, but he hasn't raced here in the last couple of years. And look at this, the big surprise. He's 4th at the moment. Logan Sargent of the USA is in 5th place, and Ferdinand Haxberg is right up there too in 6th.
Logan Sargent, never having been to Macau before this weekend. Very impressive when I first saw him compete in British Formula 4, and Logan Sargent up into 5th place.
Yeah, some good overtaking going on at Lisboa. That's the obvious place to overtake here. That was Dunner just going through on Kevin Andres, I think. And some real interesting moves here. Callum Ilott with a not so impressive start. He's down in 8th position. He's gone slightly backwards. And we're also watching Enzo Fittipaldi coming forward. So too Liam Lawson, who's just set the fastest split time. There he is, going through your shot now. Another one of the Red Bull Juniors in his first outing at Macau, and looking for a good result. He just did a 22.4 in that first split.
Those to watch going forward, Marcus Armstrong from his grid position up into 16th place at the end of lap number 1. Who else do we need to look for? Well, double champion Dan Tickton up into 22nd after the first lap.
Well, Schwartzman, I don't know if he's still sitting in his car, but I would be. I wouldn't want to get out. I just would be so distraught after all the hard work and after a brilliant season where the Russian came here on an absolute wave of glory. And that's Macau. How cruel can it bite? I said some will go out in a blaze of glory. Others will be forgotten from the results list. And I'm afraid Robert Schwartzman, thankfully, can take away the fact that he's champion. But this could well be the man who was 4th in the champions' chance. And fun enough, ironically, he raced for Prima, did Yuri Vix in his early career in F4.
The gap's come down, 1.7 now between first and second. Yuri Vix it is that these 2 laps are completed. Vesti going the right way as well. He's in 17th place.
Beautiful sound of these new FIA F3 cars ringing out at Macau as everybody jostles for position. Haxberg just going through the Mandarin in the number 10. Verschoor doing a really good job. What a sensational start Richard Verschoor had. Lorendi under pressure now from Logan Sargent, the former kart world champion. And Logan Sargent also a rookie here at Macau, following in the footsteps of the likes of Santino Ferrucci, Ryan Tavita, and Gustavo Menezes.
Christian Lundgaard.
Here's another look at the start. Now, watch out for Richard Verschoor. He's in the number 21 in a red car, and you'll see him. There he is on the second row. You know, he's currently in what, 4th position. But now watch him to the inside. This is where he's brilliant. Everybody else is jostling position. And watch Richard Bashaw. How good is this? He makes one place up here, another place up here, almost challenges for the lead, slots into 2nd place, and that is dynamite. And there's the puncher. I think it must have been a bit of debris on circuit, because it's got to be a puncher, don't you think?
It's one that we'll be talking about for some time.
Or has he lost some wing there? Maybe the wing has gone into the tyre, because yes, the wing is damaged.
Yeah, certainly a deranged front wing for Robert Schwartzman from the front row of the grid.
Here we go, we'll see it now. Keep a close eye on Robert Schwartzman's front wing here, and let's just see what happens. He goes into the first corner, and does he touch Vips? We'll soon find out. Oh, it's tantalisingly close, and oh, that's Lundgaard, and Lundgaard clips the front wing. Not by any reason. He had there was just so little room there, but Lundgaard it was that touched Schwartzman's wing. The wing then went into the tyre then burst, and he was left nowhere to go but down to the Lisboa runoff. A total disaster for the champion. So, 2:08.009, that's Vipsa's best time so far, but to be fair, the top 4 are all running on similar times.
So the advantage now held by Vips after he popped in the fastest lap after 3 laps. 2:08.009, the gap 1.8.
Sargent popped out and had a look at the Italian, Lorandi, who is trying to hold him off, and he has been now. Alessio Lorandi of Italy. Oh, we've got another crasher, and that is that the campus car? I think that could be Enem Ahmed, and they could bring out a safety car, because they don't think they're going to pull that away. As here comes Sophia Florsch, and everybody slowing down to see that accident there. We'll get a good view of her view up the hill now. Who do you think that is stuck in the barriers?
It might have been Porcini. I'm not certain of that.
Yeah, well, we'll soon find out. And like I said, I've got a feeling it may well bring out either a virtual safety or, as Yuri Vips continues on, or at least a local yellow. But Yuri Vips now, what, 1.8 seconds. Here we go.
It is the 33 car.
Leonardo Porcini, quite rightly, good eyes, the campus. Oh no, and a big off, and that surely will definitely slow proceedings down here, and safety car has been deployed as a massive smash has occurred right in the middle of the track. And that could have been, I'm trying to think who that might be. Is that possibly Habsburg? An ART car for sure. Let's have a look. Could well be. Well, my guessing at the moment is it could be Ferdinand Habsburg. We'll get a closer look at him in a minute, I'm sure.
Full course yellow now, of course. Safety car deployed for the first time, so yellow flags around the circuit. Safety car boards are out, and the yellow LED panel lights displayed.
It could have been Christian Lundgaard, who was also in an ART car, and that would be real disaster for him, because Lundgaard was running 3rd, and no, he's not. He's there. He's okay. So it's got to be Habsburg, I think. But anyway, all will be revealed, but the top 3 stay as they are. Vips, Vishaw, Lundgaard. Here's another look at what happened. Yeah, it could be a Callum Ilott, you know. Oh, yeah, he bounced off the curbs and then bounced across, and that's the problem with Macau. Ooh, a burst of flame there too. That doesn't help. And that'll put some nasty grime on the track too, at a very fast part of the circuit. But a big off. And it's either Callum Ilott or potentially, as I said, Habsburg. It's hard to tell from here. It's a big off either way. So this is Macau. This is what happens, and if you're just tuning in, we welcome you. But this is how Macau goes. It only needs one accident and the race complexion can change. And also, so too can your massive lead. So everybody cools down. And let's just take you through the field as it is. Yuri Vips, Richard Bashaw and Lundgaard stay first, second and third. Lorandi stays in fourth for Italy. Logan Sargent. Eilert is in sixth place, so it's not Eilert, I think.
It's Habsburg.
It is Habsburg. Yep. Beckman, Andres. Well, I'm glad to have seen him hop out as he did. Yeah, it is Habsburg.
And what a shame, because he's had a down, an up,
Yes.
and a down and an up weekend, hasn't he? Was hoping for a good race for Ferdinand, who's been pedaling in DTM this year.
Let's have a look as we wait for the start of this race to resume.